Have you ever met someone who will struggle in silence before they ever say the words, "Can you help me?" They'll lift more than they can carry, take on more than they can handle, and suffer quietly while pretending everything is fine. To many, this looks like pride. To others, stubbornness. But psychology says the truth is deeper, and the reasons people never ask for help reveal some of the strongest and most fragile parts of the human mind. Today, we're breaking down the real psychology behind people who never ask for help. Number 1, hyperindependence. Psychologists define this as a coping mechanism, often developed from childhood environments where relying on others felt unsafe or disappointing. So instead of asking for help, they learned to become their own protector, their own provider, their own problem solver. To them, needing help feels like losing the control they worked their whole life to build. It's not pride, it's a survival strategy that became a personality trait. Number 2, fear of being a burden. People who avoid asking for help often have incredibly empathetic minds. They imagine the stress, inconvenience, or pressure their request might put on someone else. Psychologists call this empathetic over-responsibility, caring so much about others' peace that they sacrifice their own needs. They think, "I don't want to bother anyone. They're already dealing with enough." So they stay silent, even when they desperately need support. Number 3, self-worth tied to capability. For some people, their identity is built around being strong, capable, and reliable. So asking for help feels like admitting weakness, even if it isn't. Psychologists describe this as competency-based self-esteem, the belief that value comes from doing everything alone. Help becomes a threat to their self-image. If they didn't do it themselves, it doesn't feel like an achievement. Number 4, past experiences of rejection. Many people who stop asking for help didn't become that way by choice. They became that way by experience. Ignored messages, broken promises, people who said, "I'm here for you," and then weren't. Over time, the brain learns a painful rule. It's safer not to ask. Psychologists call this learned self-reliance, protecting yourself from future hurt by avoiding the source of past hurt. Number 5, desire for control and predictability. When you ask someone for help, you can't fully control the outcome, how they'll respond, when they'll respond, whether they'll follow through. For people who hate uncertainty, this unpredictability creates more stress than doing the task alone. Maintaining total control often feels safer than relying on variables outside themselves. Number 6, silent strength and hidden vulnerability. People who never ask for help often carry a quiet, powerful resilience. They endure, they persist, they push through storms no one else sees. But beneath that strength is a vulnerability they rarely show. Asking for help means opening a door they've kept locked for years, a door that feels too risky to crack open. Number 7, the "if I don't do it, it won't be done right" mindset. Many non-askers believe others won't do things correctly, carefully, or thoroughly, not because they look down on others, but because their standards are tied to safety, identity, or anxiety. So instead of asking, they do everything themselves. Not out of arrogance, but out of fear of things falling apart. So the next time you meet someone who never asks for help, don't assume they're cold, proud, or uninterested in connection. They may be hyper-independent, empathetic to a fault, quietly wounded, or simply trying to protect the stability they built alone. People who never ask for help feel deeply, often more than they'll ever admit. And sometimes the strongest people are the ones who struggle silently. If you love uncovering the psychology behind human behavior, hit subscribe. Because on this channel, we don't just look at people's actions, we decode their minds.